So what are you doing? Let's see here. It is 10 minutes after 2. And it's really nice out. It's 60 something degrees, 67, 68 degrees, something like that. Got a little wind going. It's a little chilly, but I've got a long sleeve shirt and some sweatpants on and a hoodie on, so I should be all right. It's a little colder than it has been in the past, but I like that too. So we'll see how it goes. I took the big lights off from right by where the camera is, because I'm going to change them to some different kind of lights, some LED lights, some newfangled ones. So I had to move the camera so the camera isn't in the optimal position that I want, but I'll change it another time. I just wanted to get it back on there because I had to take that off to take the lights off. You know how that goes. Everything has to come off in order to change one thing. But anyway, I've been waiting all day for it to get up to 70 or close to 70 because it's been 50. And that's just too damn cold for me to go out. It was just too much. I went out this morning all excited to go out, but just about died. So now I understand what all the northern people are talking about when they say, you know, I got to put my trike away for the winter. That's what they mean, because they can't. I mean, you'd have to be a big marshmallow sitting on the seat in order to get past, you know, that coldness. Of course, there's where's that guy from? Alaska, or I probably got that wrong. There's one guy that goes out in the snow. Well, there's plenty of people that go out in the snow, but one guy that I know of that goes out in the snow, and he has a trike. I think he has a fat Tad, and he goes out in the winter, gets all bundled up, goes out in the winter. I think that might be fun once or twice, but I don't see it being fun much after that. It would just kind of be sloggy and wet and just, I don't know, cold. I guess it's a good thing I live down here in Florida, huh? I like visiting the snow. It's fun. I used to like it when I lived out in California. But, you know, going out for a couple of days or a few days, you get to come back. That's the good part about California. You can go to the snow, you can go to the desert, you can go, you know, stay there, go to the beach, whatever, all within a few hours. But I like it here. I even like the heat, riding around in the heat, because you know, you don't really get much of the heat when you're going at, you know, 20 miles an hour. You know, if you stop for a second, you just start dripping sweat. because of the humidity. But other than that, it's not bad. Of course, I'm not going through it right now, so of course it's not bad. I've been riding around past couple of days, just cruising by myself. Hey, buddy. Just wanted to be kind of by myself and running around, and it's been really nice. Before that, God, it rained just straight for I don't know how long. It just rained. And the last day it rained, like 2 days ago or so, it was like a monsoon. It blew so hard, it was crazy. I'm really surprised my trailer, because I have my trailer sitting in front of my truck in the driveway. I'm really surprised that it didn't blow, to the side or something like that. I have it all chucked up, but still, it was blowing. It was blowing the palm trees, kind of bending them a little. It was blowing. But it's back to being nice now. Nice enough if you go in the middle of the day. I don't like that 50s stuff. Hey guys. It's interesting to me, the motor and the throttle acts different than it used to with the torque sensor installed. It acts way different than it used to. And I gotta say, I like it better. Well, let's see. Yeah, I like it better without the torque sensor. Without it hooked up. Because without the torque sensor, I think it's called the dead band. The dead band of the throttle, which is the front part of the throttle when you first touch the throttle to when it actually engages. That's what I'm calling the dead band. Okay? And with the torque sensor uninstalled, where it's just throttle, that deadband is very small. There's just very small amount. You have to push it just a little bit. And with I think I've talked about this before. And with the torque sensor installed, it's a lot further. Like you have to go halfway or more than halfway with the throttle in order for it to engage. To engage the motor. And that's really irritating. I'm pretty sure I can adjust that, because it seems like the throttle isn't working, because you have to push it around so far. It's like, okay, engage, and then finally it engages. And it's very irritating. I know I'm splitting hairs, right? But you get used to something, and you want it to work as good, right? And this just doesn't seem like it's as good. But I do like the torque sensor in that it's nice to be able to not throttle at low speeds, of course, to not throttle and just pedal. And that's obviously what it's meant for, but for it to just help you pedal. And I haven't adjusted that part either. That's, I haven't done that yet. So I could get that adjusted just perfectly so it helps me just exactly the amount that I want, And that'll also come in handier when I learn how to use the gears properly, I think then I'll be able to really see what's going on. This thing, 3 years after I bought it. I'm just a little slow at stuff. But I got it working really good now. So that's a positive thing, that's for sure. It feels nice. I love that little dip. That's fun. That little transition across that street. There was a person asking about what he or she should buy to convert his or her trike to a motor. And it's so funny how people answer that question. Here's what you should do. Do this and this and this and this. And it's just, people's opinions, right? It's what Facebook's about. But it's interesting to me how somebody, without knowing you or seeing you or knowing about the trike or the whatever that you're riding, can be so definitive. This is what you buy. Buy this because this is the best. And I say that because somebody talked about the cadence versus torque sensor, and they said how you have to get the torque sensor, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, because if you get the cadence sensor, you'll hate it. And, they went on and on and on about all this stuff. And when I see, and granted, the majority of the people that ride these things are older, and they're out to get exercise. And I'm that really small percentage that the exercise is great, but I'm not really getting exercise. Come on. This is a little bit, I guess it's a little bit of physical therapy for my hips and for my back, but it's not much. Come on. I'm not sweating my butt off. But that's why I got this powerful motor and all that, that's the reason I did it. But it's interesting how this person was just like, oh, you have to get the torque sensor, and no, you really don't have to get the torque sensor. He was saying how you want that natural feel of pedaling, and you want to see your input, and all about exerting effort. And I for one am just, hey buddy, I'm just not into that. I don't want that at all. I mean, a cadence sensor was fine for me for a year on the other one, on the Bafang motor. I loved that thing. But I do like the torque sensor. It's just how he said it was amazing. He said you don't want a powerful motor. You don't. You just don't. It's stupid. If he said either you're gonna have a 250 watt motor, or you're gonna have something that's akin to I think he said that akin to a go-kart. And yes, exactly, yes, that's exactly what I want. Something akin to a go-kart, or exactly a go-kart with pedals. yes. Because people just assume that everybody that rides one of those things wants something that's really slow, so they can go and pedal and exert themselves and be crazy with that stuff. Hello. And that is the majority of people. It just is. That's all. It's just not me. I don't want that. I don't want that even a little bit. I don't need to, I need to exercise, but I don't want to exercise. I have no desire whatsoever to exercise. It's a byproduct of what I do on here. That's all it is. And people, it's amazing to me how people just don't like that. It's like something that if I say that in a group of people, if I were to say that in a group of, now I'm assuming, a group of people that ride these things, they would scoff. They'd be like, oh my God, who are you? What are you doing? But I also see how people use, not as powerful as mine, but people use motors on their trikes and their quads, but don't say anything about them, or very little about them. But they're very popular on Facebook. And maybe that's the key. Just kind of not lie, but don't disclose everything. Maybe that's it. Because, hey, maybe they've been on Facebook for a while and they found out, like I have, that people don't like that. People, for some unknown reason, it's like regular cyclists, the serious ones, the spandex crowd, as opposed to the as opposed to the e-bike crowd. We're all cheaters because we have a motor on our bike. It's kind of like that to the older crowd that ride these things. Oh my God, you have a motor on that thing? Oh, and then the other interesting thing is if you go to other sites or whatever they call them on Facebook, you find what is it? E-bikes for people over 50. That's one that I belong to. And people are talking about, oh my God, this thing is amazing. It's this and that and the other thing. My husband and I, or my wife and I, got them, and oh my God, they're wonderful. And I can't believe I went through life without an e-bike. It's just the most amazing thing ever. And they're the same. They're older people talking about the e-bikes, and it's I don't know. Those are mostly upright bikes, so maybe it's two-wheeled bikes, so maybe that's the big difference, huh? People don't like it that are on 3 or more wheels, but 2 wheels, it's okay. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it's just the people that are on the 3 or 4-wheeled bikes are older, even older than the people that that are on regular 2-wheeled e-bikes, and all they're thinking about is extending their life. Maybe that's what it is. They want to exercise to keep themselves alive and not stagnant. I've been there too. I've been there where I've been just stagnant, just sitting there doing nothing all day. And that's, that is why I'm out here, but I'm not out here to exercise. I don't know. Just thought I'd share with you. I'm sure it's enlightened your life. That's what you get riding around with me. So what's the moral of the story? Let's see. Moral of the story is do what you want. That's what it is. Ride what makes you feel good, not what everybody else does, and not what everybody else tells you to do. Asking questions like, hey, what do I do here and what do I do there is wonderful, but you got to make up your own mind. Do your investigation, do your research, look at everything. That's what I did. I evolved from, God, it was let's see, I'm sure you've probably seen it online a while ago. They're little, I went from a beach cruiser e-bike kind of thing until I realized that I couldn't really sit up on one, to a scooter that I could sit down on that kind of was Harley Davidson kind of like, kind of a chopper like e-scooter, which was kind of cool. And then I went to a trike like Stevens. And then I thought, God, if everybody says that these things tip so much, and they do, so why not go to a quad? And, that's where I finally got to, obviously. But it took a long time. And I found the right people to talk to, I think, and a lot of the wrong people to talk to, too. And realized that, and came up with a thing that really, really fit me, not anybody else, And it could have been something that, it could have been something that everybody else has, and it fit me just perfect. Different strokes, right? I don't know. I just, I was given the opportunity to do whatever I wanted. So I could have done whatever, I could have done whatever, but this is what I came up with because I didn't care about what anybody else thought. As much as I cared, and I didn't. Oh my God, this is horrible. I didn't try one of these out. I didn't take a test ride on anything. And that's the first thing that everybody says. The very first thing. Try everything to figure it out. And listen, I understand it. I get it. But it just wasn't for me. First off, I didn't have anybody that was close that had any of these things. Because if I went someplace to try these out, I'd want someplace that really dealt with these. So had a bunch of them, And I found one place that's, I think, up in Vero or something, that's about an hour away, that has maybe one or possibly two in their showroom. But they're the same same make. And that just wouldn't do anything for me. What would I do? I'd try one out and then go, oh, okay, I guess I'll settle for this. No, that's just not me. So, again, do what's best for you. Oh, look at that. Already. It's time, people. It's already time. Can you believe it? So, thank you for coming along with me. I appreciate you. I hope you had a good time listening to my babble. I've had a good time riding. So, have a great day or night or morning or whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll see you next time.